Hey guys, and welcome back to another Halloween video. Today I've got my second review of the 2023 season, and this is another one of the preview items that Lemax sent me. This is the Foreboding Abode. So Lemax this year has a lot of centerpiece items like the Phantom View Apartments, which I talked about last time. There's the Wolf Diner, which you'll be seeing me talking about pretty shortly. Actually, after this video is going to be that piece. And the Dungeon Ride that's also going to be at Michael's, but I think as far as what I think is going to be one of the big sleeper buildings of this year's lineup, this is definitely going to be one of them, so I was really interested in getting to see what this building would look like, as it has a lot of different elements that you don't typically see on Lemax buildings, and namely the candles. You can see here, the candles, I am not aware of a Lemax building that utilizes, like this waxy candle stuff. Now, I know Department 56, a couple years ago, they did a building called the Wicked Waxworks. Now, I did a review of that piece. I really enjoyed that one. And, as the name entails, it utilizes, candles. That's the theme of the building. This one also utilizes candles, even though this is not a candle-centric building necessarily. Obviously it's a fortune teller piece. So, really cool theme. I'll talk a little bit more about the theming here later in the video, but overall, really cool piece with all the stuff that's going on here. I think the lighting's great. The pulse lighting that's on the candles. It all looks very good. And I think this is going to be a very popular item. As you know, a lot of people are really into fortune telling. So I think that this is going to be a big seller for when people get their hands on this one. So let's talk about the most striking thing on this piece. And it is the candle in the back that actually has a wiggling flame. Now, you may have seen this effect before, like when you go into Michael's or any other home decor store. They often have these fake candles that, have a dancing flame, but this is the first Lemax piece to my knowledge that utilizes the same wiggling candle effect. It looks great. It really does look like, it's a real lit candle. But on top of that, you've also got the other candles here that are lit and pulse on and off, like I mentioned. Now, these don't wiggle, but still, really cool. They have the lit flames, which Lemax the last couple years, they've really been all about using those flames, and this year is no different. So, but still, I think it's a really cool effect to have on their building. So, to get into some of the other details here, of course, the big red eye is one of the most notable things on this piece. It's at the front, but you've also got the Foreboding Abode sign at the front, along with a sign saying cash only. You also have a little sitting area with a crystal ball at the front of the building. You also have this palmistry dangling sign on the side, which, by the way, doesn't come detached. A lot of the times with Lemax, the dangling signs have to be attached to the building. This one does not, but you can see here, you also have other signs, advertising fortune telling and psychic readings. And, of course, you've got the big crystal ball on top of the building that lights up. Really cool effect with the silhouettes. Now, so, of course, theming-wise, this building would make for a fantastic companion piece to the tarot card building that came out last year. I believe it was called The Future Looks Dark, and it was a Michael's exclusive last year. So if you're someone who's into fortune telling, and you got the tarot building from last year, this would make for an excellent addition, to your scene. Now, some other things I think you could do with this is you could put it in a witch village, as you know how there's overlap between fortune telling and witches, so I think that this wouldn't look out of place in a witch village. And you could also, of course, put it in a town theme. Really, there's a lot of different scenes that you could use this for, so I think it's pretty versatile. Alright guys, so that was my review of the Foreboding Abode. I think that this is a really good piece. It's not like one of the big highlight items necessarily of this year's lineup, but I still think that it will make for a great addition to anyone's scene, especially if you like fortune telling, you're into tarot cards and all that stuff. I think that this is going to be a big hit for people, and I think a lot of people are really going to enjoy it when they get their hands on it. So, alright guys, so that's going to conclude my second review of the season. Thank y'all so much for watching, and to tease what I'm going to be talking about next time, we're going to be grabbing a bite to eat with some werewolves. Alright guys, so once again, thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see y'all next time.